And guys, what is going on once again? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you for my second of three reviews tonight. This is my live review of 205 Live from the December 12th, 2018 edition that, of course, took place in the same location as last night's edition of SmackDown Live in Vegas itself, Las Vegas, Nevada. We're going to go back, as always, look at the results of this episode 205 Live, the go-home show for TLC 2018 since we will have a Cruiserweight Championship match this Sunday between Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander, the rubber match between these two, the rematch, of course, from Super Showdown. Overall, I thought this was a really good episode. I remember last week's I wasn't the biggest fan of. This week's episode, though, I really liked. We had a couple of advertisements for matches that are going to be happening next week, but we only had two matches on the show, and they were both just simply to give both competitors in the championship matches Sunday some momentum going forward. And I feel like both of those matches really capitalized. They were both really good matches. And of course, they made bigger stars, I felt, even out of their opponents as well. So I definitely look forward to seeing what goes forward, of course, with everyone else post the this Cruiserweight Championship feud between Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander. So we'll see what happens, of course, afterwards as well. Even though I made my prediction already, saying I think that Buddy Murphy's going to win, and I made the bold prediction of having Mustafa Ali cost Cedric Alexander the match, and he will turn heel. Of course, someone else pitched the idea, I think, of Leo Rush maybe interfering as well, but we will see. As a 24-year-old piece of gold, will be returning for sure next week as advertised on the show. But without further ado, let's talk about this show. We'll be up, of course, always with Drake Maverick, who, if you forgot, once again, costed the Authors of Pain their tag titles on Monday night. Yeah, that was pretty bad. But he, of course, does the rundown of the two matches we're going to get tonight. So the first match we had, it was supposed to be Buddy Murphy and Noam Dar, but apparently they're saying that Noam Dar was not cleared to compete. So because of that, they made him face Gran Metalik. And I love this match. Honestly, I like this match a little bit better than the main event we got. I continue to put over again Buddy Murphy of how great he is, both in the ring, on the microphone, as a competitor as well. But as I've always said, I'd say almost all of his matches, I can't think of any match I can't say that definitely wasn't, but usually the matches he has, he always makes the person he's wrestling a bigger star than they really are. And I feel like this was one of my favorite matches also involving Gran Metalik. Gran Metalik, of course, was the runner-up in the Cruiserweight Classic in 2016. Excuse me. He also lost in the first round in the Cruiserweight Championship tournament, actually in the first match, which was against Cedric Alexander. And I just kept, and even like before 205 Live was pretty good, they were barely using Gran Metalik at all. I'm just like, come on, guys, use this man. Like this guy has a lot of potential. Buddy Murphy brought out the best in this match. Of course, Buddy Murphy did kick out of his Metalik driver finisher that no one really has ever kicked out before. But they actually had all these near falls in this match, and it had me convinced that Gran Metalik maybe could have pulled off the upset over Buddy Murphy and maybe shown, hey, maybe Buddy Murphy's not as ready as he feels he is for Sunday. Maybe Cedric Alexander can prove the same thing or whatnot, or something beyond those lines. But of course, eventually Buddy Murphy does pull off the win with the Murphy's Law after a couple of power bombs on Metalik and a kick. But it was, again, a great match. Again, the best was definitely brought out in Gran Metalik, which once again, even though his Metalik driver wasn't enough to put it down Buddy Murphy, I still felt Buddy Murphy made Gran Metalik look like he could be, for sure, a future Cruiserweight champion. That could happen. So again, I do hope Metalik does get more opportunities, of course, to have good showing as he had tonight as well in his match. So we'll see what happens post Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander on Sunday. Live chat out, Larry. What is up, Larry? I'm not doing too bad myself. Just talking about this 205 Live in NXT, and then who knows what's next, but doing pretty good. So I'm gonna do my Christmas shopping. I haven't started that yet, but I want to do that. I want to do most of my Christmas shopping on Friday because the holidays are coming up. Anyways, though, let's continue on, though. But thank you for joining me in the live chat, Larry. We didn't get the recap of what happened in last week's match with Brian Kendrick and Drew Gulak. And then we have Kendrick and Tozawa backstage when they're being informed by Drake Maverick that they're going to have one more match against Gulak and Gallagher, and which will be a street fight. He wants to get the reaction about it. He explains that, of course, Kendrick and Tozawa had a street fight in 2017, which apparently put over was pretty good, which I didn't really see it. Kendrick says that he's changed, of course, since the last time when him and Tozawa had a street fight. When he came back, he claimed he manipulated people because he was desperate to keep his dream, and he manipulated no one more than Akira Tozawa. Of course, he manipulated probably the most. He has to thank Gulak and Gallagher for being that into him and prove that he has to lift the division up, and he's going to prove that in this street fight. Tozawa agrees that he's a changed man, but the problem is he still looks the same. But he has an idea, so I guess we're going to see Brian Kendrick in some new gear next week. I don't know. But then he comes back and tells Drake Maverick he is fired because he lost the tag titles pretty much. He's like, you can't fire me and whatnot. So, okay, we're getting the match next week. So we'll see how the street fight goes. I'm not really that invested, though, in this feud with Kendrick and Gulak and whatnot. Again, it's not going to do much for me. Again, Brian, I mean, I guess, there was a little more sympathy built with, Brian. And then, what he did wrong. He was just trying to, latch onto those dreams he had when he came back, because he struggled to, make it WWE a few times before already. So I guess I gave us a little bit more babyface, but again, I'm still wishing that it was Jack Gallagher being babyface. I just really think that this heel run for Gallagher just isn't working out for him. I feel, in my opinion, it's working out for Gulak, of course, but Gallagher, he deserves to be on his own. I still feel as a babyface. Then we have Gallagher on a promo, which apparently they're calling the commentators are calling themselves the Submission Commission, which is not a bad name, I gotta say. They talk about how Kendrick's been fired twice already, and they can take things as far as they want in their street fight, which will all be legal next week. Because, of course, when you step up to Drew Gulak, you will tap out, as he said. We also get a recap of what happened with Arya Daivari match next week. Pretty much finishing it today with Tommy style, not getting an actual victory, just beating the opponent down until the referee has to stop the match. He's interviewed backstage saying that, how he's talking about how wrestling used to be simple. Find two of the toughest men and let them battle until one was left standing. It was never meant to be flashy or pretty, but no, all anyone cares about is dressing up like superheroes or retweeting compliments. He was out for 7 months with an injury, and he's back to change that. But then Tom rolls up and pretty much just puts over Daivari's match and shakes his hand. And then Daivari says he's one of the last true men around here, someone worth respect. So, I mean, I guess, Tommy and Daivari are kind of going on that similar trend. And, Daivari is saying, this is how it's really all about. This is how it's supposed to be brutal. So, again, as I kept saying before, was not a fan of Arya Daivari at first, but now it's starting to get a little interesting and see what's going on with them. So, congratulations, Triple H. You're kind of making me get behind Arya Daivari in some ways. But let's put over that. And then we got our main event, Cedric Alexander and Tony Nese. Kind of like, one last obstacle that Cedric Alexander had to get through since his downfall after he dropped the Cruiserweight Championship to Buddy Murphy at Super Showdown. He lost to Tony Nese, and then he also lost in that like fatal five-way they had when Tony Nese pinned Alexander. And then, of course, we had Leo Rush, kind of, bullying him and went up and he beat Leo Rush. He won in that tag match with his partner taking on Murphy and Nese, which was an awesome match. I got to put that over as well. So now, of course, he has one last obstacle, and that's Tony Nese himself, since, he hasn't been able to, do things to him. Beat him, though, recent weeks. I thought the match was good. I guess the only thing I was disappointed with, though, is I felt like, they didn't have – like with Murphy and Metalik, again, they gave me that feel that Metalik could have beat Murphy. With this match, even though we've seen Tony Nese beat Cedric Alexander before, I didn't get that feel. I feel like, that one last, couple more minutes of drama was missing. Like, have, Alexander lose the way. It looks like he's about to lose the way Nese has been able to beat him in recent memory, but he's able to, kick out of it and show that, he's back on track. I mean, it said he won the match by hitting like a lumbar check and on Tony Nese to get the victory. But I felt like the match happened and it was good, but then that big ending I felt like was missing from this match. I mean, it was still a great match, but I was a little disappointed with with that as well. But he wins the lumbar check. But afterwards, Buddy Murphy comes out, takes his title off, and Cedric pretty much tells him to come in, and they charge and they start brawling with each other. Buddy runs though, gets hit with a tope congria, and whatnot. So pretty much that little beat down at the end, showing, hey, I'm ready for you, but no, I'm ready for you also. It's like, okay, we'll see what happens on Sunday, pretty much kind of thing. And that's how we went off the air. But that's pretty much all I have for 205 Live. Again, very good show. Again, both matches did their jobs. Again, the main event I felt could have had a little bit more of a more, explosive ending. I felt besides, just, the lumbar check into it. Again, like some, looking like Nice probably could almost beat Alexander or something like that. I mean, they kind of teased that because I feel like, they didn't dig the deepest with it. But I'm still giving it this show an A-. I really like what I saw because next week we will get the street fight ending the feud with Kendrick, Tozawa, Gallagher, and Gulak. And then also apparently Leo Rush is making his first appearance on 205 Live since he suffered his first loss to Cedric Alexander. Let's see here. Larry's in live chat and leaving a like for you since it's the only thing I can do. No worries. Had to check out your TLC predictions and stuff. You missed. No worries. I also need to catch up with NXT and NXT UK. That's why I'm not joining the reviews live so often, which is no worries. Well, the presentation of your reviews, combination of review and reading live chats, comments never gave you a feedback, so that's awesome. Oh, for sure. Again, as I keep saying, I like to, definitely, engage with my subscribers, and just, see what their thoughts are as well. Make them feel like, their thoughts matter as well. Even if I don't completely agree with you guys, and I still promote it, hey, it's your opinions as well. So, of course, definitely got it out there, Larry. He's doing a video or two now every week before Raw. You can check out the first one. I saw you post it. I didn't get to check it out yet, but go for it. I mean, Raw was better this week, but once again, 1 week is not going to say, hey, it's awesome again. No. Has a long way to go before it says so. Still hashtag Raw cleanse. But 205 Live was pretty good. So again, I give it an A- this week because it pushed this job for a go-home show before a pay-per-view match between Murphy and Alexander, which should be pretty good. Could be a show stealer also on Sunday. We'll have to wait and see. But guys, once again, what grade you 205 Live? Your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure to always click my like and subscribe more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at @DeMayor. I'll be back in just a minute to do my NXT review. So until then, guys, peace out, everybody.